Chance the Rapper. Okay, Chance,
Yeah.
you started dancing?
Yeah, I started out as a dancer. Yeah, I used to do like talent shows and, you know, impersonate Michael Jackson, do stuff like that. Yeah.
Was it?
The best one. Oh my God, you have a picture
Yes,
of me?
we have a
Yeah.
picture. How old were you on this picture?
Probably like 5. Oh, that was my kindergarten graduation. So I was like 5 years old.
Did you perform?
Yeah.
You performed at your
I had a whole like moment. I had like, you know, the program, and it's like all the kids sing Aladdin, all the kids do this, Just Chance, Michael Jackson. So that was a big deal. No cap.
Okay. So where was some of the first places you performed at in Chicago?
The first places?
Yeah, like growing up.
I think I did a lot of like the talent shows at like the DuSable.
Yeah.
Where it's like you're like on a showcase, like a lot of kids performing, and it's like you never know if like who else is gonna be on the bill. Like I played with a lot of shows with like magicians and like, you know, like comedians. Thank you for that laugh. No, there was a time when you know, like it wasn't, Chicago venues didn't really want to book hip hop for a long time.
Really?
Yeah, no, it was tough to book shows for a while. But yeah, me and my friends, the first show I remember that we did in Chicago, like at Reggie's Rock Club, like over by like where the Ickies used to be, and we sold that joint out, and the venue didn't even really want us to have the show there. And now all they do is hip hop. So shout out to Chicago hip hop.
You had to be a huge part of that. So you seem to take a lot of chances. Why is that important to you?
I think being an artist is about autonomy and agency and being able to like decide how the world looks to you and how you want it to feel. And so like that's kind of like, I think, ingrained in anything I make. Like I'm always trying to just show how I feel. So it's typically gonna look different and look like I'm taking a chance, but it's just typically whatever I believe in that moment.
That's dope. That's dope. Okay, so you gotta tell everybody about your new music festival.
Yes, yeah. No, I'm so glad to talk about it. Yeah, my new music festival, the Black Star Line Festival, is taking place January 6th at the Black Star Square in Accra, Ghana, West Africa.
West Africa.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing because artists rarely travel to Africa. Right?
We don't typically like play a lot of shows, especially in West Africa. And I think it's kind of by design, maybe. I don't know. Like, but I found that out. Like, my first trip to Ghana actually was this year in January, and I played everywhere. I played in like small markets and like Poland and like everywhere. But like, I've never really been booked on the continent except for South Africa. But West Africa is very different. It's got a rich history in terms of like the role it played in Black liberation globally, like, you know, and it's been a spot throughout history for Black people from all over, not just the U.S., but like us in the islands and in the U.K. and South America, like to go and to live and to find peace and to also just like create connection and network. And so we're kind of trying to continue this like history that started before us of you know, that started with like Marcus Garvey and the Black Star Line of like having a network. Like globally we should be in contact and in communication. And so first festival outside and yeah, make sure you be there. Yeah.
Can you explain deeper like the meaning of the Black Star Line?
Yeah, I would love to talk about that on daytime TV. So the Black Star Line she liked that one a lot. The Black Star Line was a shipping company that was started in the early 1900s, I think 1919, by Marcus Garvey, who was a Black businessman and activist who lived in New York, who just wanted to create a network of Black people around the world. And he thought that through industry, through owning a shipping, like they had like real like, you know, ocean liners, like big cargo ships that would go between the Americas and, you know, the islands. And the goal was eventually to create a network that went across to West Africa. And in that, in what he did and in, you know, the spirit of Garveyism, there's been a lot of created connection between Black folks on our side and across the Atlantic. And so, you know, I kind of believe that the more connection that we have, the more conversation that we have, the more that we understand that we are everywhere, you know, the stronger the movement will be.
The stronger the movement will be. Hey, that's amazing. I love that. Right? Okay. See, you take chances. I love that. That's amazing. And you just brought your dad to Ghana.
I did.
What was that like?
I did.
What was that like?
It was deep. It was so like what a lot of us don't typically know is that a lot of our grandparents and great grandparents did have connections between West Africa and here. Like and my great grandmother, I just learned that this year when I went out there. My great grandmother spent a lot of time in Ghana and worked with a church out there, built a couple of schools. And my father was actually the only one out of all of his siblings, his cousins, his aunts and uncles that did make the trip out there. And it was his first time this year at 59 years old getting to go out there. And because so many of us, like, live and die without ever making it to the continent. The world is ours. Like, we have to travel. We have to create connection. We have to support.
Yes. Take it from Chance. More of a chance. We'll be right